2 passes. He's 2 for 2 for 100 yards, 50 yards to catch. That's a pretty good average, 1,000%. I'll take it.
Oh, so he's the secret weapon.
He's the guy coming in now. This was all planned.
He's from the shotgun. 1st and 10, Calgary deep in Toronto territory. Just dumped over to Anderson. Anderson brought down the line of scrimmage. Screen didn't work. Stewart on the tackle.
It's a good call by a young quarterback to come off the bench first play, do the sprint out, try to get the heat, get him coming upfield, and then dump it off in the screen. But Andrew Stewart had nothing to do with it. He wasn't getting fooled.
Look at Anderson's numbers, 73 rushes, 328 yards.
2nd and 10 at the Argonauts 36.
He is 4th in the Canadian Football League. 2nd down. Dickinson over the middle, looks at the big guy. And taking that was Travis Moore. Expect to see lots with Moore. No, there's Garcia running and trying to run on the throw.
You can see around the waist also, he's got the flak jacket on. He's well protected. This guy will be back in this game very quickly.
Well, the flak jacket helped. It probably helped, but he keeps shaking out his right hand. McLaughlin will try another field goal. This one, 37 yards.
37.
Kick is up. And it is good. He's 2 for 2. It is 6-0 Calgary. Jeff Garcia goes down. Dickinson moves him into field goal position. McLaughlin finished it off. Stamps lead in the 1st quarter by 6.
Coming into the game, he had kicked 11 of his last 12. Now it's 13 of 15. Take a look at Jeff Garcia on the sideline. Now let's look at this hit one more time. Comes back, good coverage in the secondary, sees the open spot. Now he's going to pick it up. Try to get to the 1st down marker, can't make it, goes to the sideline. A big push and shove by Mike O'Shea, decks him into the bench.
O'Shea has been tossed out of the game, and I think the flak jacket helped big time too.
Looks like when his body hit on right up against that bench, he fell right on the front part of his ribs, and it really was protected.
Matthews wants his players to be disciplined. You get a good look now at the wind. It has picked up. There's a storm front rolling in. We see some blue sky, but the wind is coming in with some gray clouds, and that could be a factor later in this game. So the Stampeders, 2 for 2. First 2 possessions, they score. They're 6-0 leaders right now. Pinball Clemens after the ball. He's got it. Look at him skitter through. He gets to the 40. There's a crowd there. They finally haul him down. And there is a flag. Scoring drive. 4 plays, 35 yards, and the 37-yard field goal. Now we'll watch to see exactly what this is as Doug Flutie comes out. He is pointed. Bud Steen is pointed at the Stampeders.
We're going to get some unnecessary roughness late after that.
Major foul. Unnecessary roughness. Calgary number 3.
This one again, Chris Lewis, the safety. So this puts Toronto in terrific field position to start this drive just inside the Calgary side of the field.
Take a look, just in right in the back. Chris Lewis comes by and takes a shot at 21. That's Dave DeMeco. And that's where you talk about being disciplined and being smart. You just saw a real stupid penalty by Michael O'Shea that got him thrown out of the game. Now they add another 15 yards on top of a pretty good return by Pinball Clemens.
1st and 10. Flutie working from the shotgun. He is back. He's got room. Oh, Masadi makes the catch. Masadi wanting to get a little more service in. He only had 1 catch in the last game. He wants to be used and used a lot as he's heading for another 1,000-yard reception season. And there is a flag.
The late flag
Major
is in the
foul.
backfield.
Unnecessary roughness. Calgary 92.
Ooh, now Calgary's getting a little feisty.
Steven Anderson up front takes a shot at Doug Flutie after he releases the ball. And that's 2 really undisciplined plays in a row. Toronto doesn't need a lot of help to move the ball offensively when you got Doug Flutie at the helm. And Calgary just seems to be continually trying to help here.
Now they're at the 25-yard line. First down. Stamps leading. Argos trying to get on the board. Flutie rolls to his right. Pitches it off. Clemens down, up again. Knocked down just shy of the first down. Clemens slipped on the reception as he had to come back for the ball. Got up and got a couple more yards.
Pinball came into the game with 39 receptions. Last year led the league with 116.
Averaging almost 10 yards a catch. Boy, that's nice to know. You almost have a first down every time you pitch him the ball.
But most of that has to do because he's just getting the real short passes. It's what he does after he makes the catch and run that has given him such a great average.
Second and short yardage. Give and the bounce off. Looks like they got it. Drummond, 2 yards. And it was Ernie Brown there to try to stop him up. Robert Drummond is on pace. Is this guy charged up? He's got 8 touchdowns. That's on the ground. He's got 3 catching. He's got 11 so far this year.
Scored 4 first-half touchdowns last week against Montreal. 1996 led the league with 17 touchdowns.
That 4 in the first half tied an Argo team record. Flutie looking deep. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Paul Massotti. Wow. 14 yards, a touchdown pass. Massotti was wide open.
Blown coverage in the secondary. Doug Flutie pumped the ball once, then he recocked the gun. He was going to go to Drummond. Watch as Drummond slides out of the backfield. He's going to wheel up the side. He's going to throw it to him. No, now he's going to come all the way back across, and he finds Paul Massotti wide open in the end zone. Paul Massotti's second touchdown of the 97 season.
Vanderjagt for the point after, but talk about those penalties paying off big. Just after the McLaughlin field goal put the Stamps ahead 6-0. 2 penalties and then a 14-yard touchdown strike to Massotti. The Argos now have the lead, 7-0. First quarter action of McMahon in Calgary. First quarter action at McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta. The Toronto Argonauts leading 7-6. Due to time constraints, we're going to move forward in our coverage of the CFL on the Deuce. Andre Johnson in the middle. Got 7 tackles, just coming back from the injured hamstring. Flutie back to pass right up the middle. Look at the catch by Massotti. Close to the first down, maybe a 9-yard. And Doug Flutie has found one of his favorite targets in Paul Massotti. Last week hardly got used because of Drummond's dominance, and now Paul Massotti doing it.
Look at the rush coming from the outside, but this big offensive line, Willie Williams, Bercheval, Kislak, Payne, and Giaskas up front does such a great job. Buys a little extra time. He's already lined up 7 yards deep in the shotgun, and that allows those receivers to get downfield. And then Paul Massotti just made a great circus catch.
That was Big Dan Payne coming back to pick up Darrell Hall. They charge through and get the first down. Doug Flutie calls his own number. But that was one of the reasons Robert Drummond said he had such great success was the big guys up front. And here are the big guys doing it for Doug. Look at it, just has to step over. Up and over.
Me and you could have picked up that first down.
I would have asked for directions.
Kislak at 295, Payne at 300, and Giaskas at 280.
7-6. Entering the final minute of the first quarter. Flutie back to Clemens. Did he make the catch right at the shoe top? Clemens gets in. Touchdown. Is it a touchdown? Very close. Yes, touchdown. Argonauts pinball.
Folks, you're going to hear that name, Pinball, a lot during the course. First name is Mike, but that's how he got his name, Pinball, from being able to bounce off tacklers. Guys were not able to wrap up and put him down on the ground. And Coach Bobo Bilovich, the ex-head coach of the Toronto Argonauts, said, hey, man, that guy looks like a pinball out there. And it has stuck with him for 9 years.
Well, again, the Argos marched down. Calgary scored on their first 2 possessions, but only managed field goals. Argos score in their last 2 possessions, both of them touchdowns, and now they lead 14-6 on the Vanderjet point after.
Let's go one more look at this play. Little half sprint out by Doug Flutie, throws on the run, gets the ball quick to Clemens. Now you've got to break down as a defensive player. You can't go up there and think that you're going to knock his head into the nickel seat. You got to break down, wrap up, and just try to grab some cloth and pray for help. If you don't, this is what happens. Pinball slips a couple of blocks, scoots in, slides sideways, in for 6.
Talk about having an outlet. You've got Robert Drummond who can run, and you've got Pinball who can run and catch, and is always somewhere where he can maybe do a little damage, and he's done it for the touchdown. Argonauts leading 14-6.
Don Matthews has had some time because Pinball is such a good return guy. He wanted to take him out of the offensive scheme every now and then, give him a time to rest. And Pinball said, listen, if I've ever got a chance to get my hands on the rock, leave me in the game.
Well, he got the rock and then rolled in. Oh, look at this kick. It is deep, deep. Charging back now. Stamp going to try to get some field position. Look at the move here. Good play on the reception by Freddie Bailey. And he's run out of bounds, but Bailey was deep into the end zone and had to make the dash.
Well, Vanderjack had the luxury of kicking that ball with the wind, and the wind does really pick and whip up here on the foothills. Bailey did a great job of being able to get the ball outside with that speed of his and set it up. 1st and 10.
29-yard return. Look at the first half scoring. Argos outscore the opponents 129-39 in the first half. Great evidence of that was last week against Montreal. And there's been a call against the Argonauts. So they're going to do it again. They're going to bring back Vanderjet. He'll start a little deeper in his own territory. And maybe not make it so difficult for Fred Bailey to bring it back.
Well, it'll make it pretty easy because Wally Bono put Fred Bailey on the sideline. Got him stand down, and then they put Marvin Coleman back deep.
Coleman and Kelvin Anderson are deep. So Fred just got him warmed up. Vanderjagt will kick from his own 30. And the kick is going towards Coleman. He's at the 3-yard line. Coleman, 20, 25. Nice little move at the 30, working along the sideline. Coleman's got room. Coleman has to get by Vanderjagt. No, he can't. Vanderjagt saved a touchdown. Marvin Coleman. Freddie Bailey may have warmed him up, but Marvin Coleman heated it up.
Coleman, the pride of Ocala, Florida, out of Central State. Look at the speed he gets. Picks himself, finds a little opening, then accelerates again. Now he's going to get to the outside. The only one guy there is Vanderjagt. Vanderjagt's a big man. He's about 6'5", able to wrap up and just hold on to Marvin Coleman.
Last line of defense is the kicker, and this time Vanderjagt made the play. A 71-yard kickoff and a 64-yard return. That puts you in a little field position, don't you think?
That makes it a pretty short field for Jeff Garcia and this offensive unit.
6 seconds left in the opening quarter. The give is to Anderson, and he's popped at the line, may have lost the yard, and it was Waldrop doing the job.
There is no game.
Rob Waldrop was there. Haven't seen much of him. He's had some injury time.
Had a little growing pull, and he was out for a couple of weeks. Been back for the past few games. Second year out of Arizona. This guy was a 1993 Outland Trophy winner. That means he knows what he's doing down there in the trophy.
Garcia from the shotgun just dumps it over the middle. Good tracking there. It was Travis Moore making the reception, but he was corralled. That's about a 5-yard gain. That marks the end of the first quarter, and the Argonauts have a 14-6 lead in Calgary. There you see the cloud formation there. There is a weather warning in effect in Calgary, Alberta. The weather can change quickly here in the foothills. Right now, the fortunes of The Toronto Argonauts have changed after Calgary scored on their first 2 possessions. Toronto went on to score 2 majors, 14-6, and now Mark McLaughlin has tried a 37-yard field goal and has been successful. Now it's 14-9. Early in this second quarter, 16 seconds in, it's 14-9.
3 for 3 early in this game. Mark McLaughlin at the beginning of the season did have some problems kicking the ball with his vision, but he has since found some great time to be able to practice, and he had some new contact lenses.
One of the stories of this game so far, first quarter action. And this was Jeff Garcia and Mike O'Shea.
Argo scrimmage 1st and 10 at the rough 35.
Doug Flutie. 1st and 10. Gibbs to Saunders. He is hit and bumped back.
Michael Saunders, a great addition to this Toronto already powerful offense. Tries to run inside. Coach Don Matthews tells him he gives us what we hoped that we were going to be able to get. That means to be able to disguise some offensive formations. Mike Saunders has been a 1,000-yard rusher in this league. He lines up as a slot back. He can line up as a wide receiver. He catches the ball extremely well out of the backfield.
Ran into Ernie Brown for a gain of 1. Oh, he was trying to dump it off to Robert Drummond. Darrell Hall gave him an extra pop.
Now, wait a second. They're calling it a lateral. They say that Doug Flutie threw it behind, and the first guy to touch it in the Canadian Football League, the last touch before it goes out of bounds, dictates possession. Calgary Stampeders got all over that ball.
That was Leonard then. He got his mitt on it. Kenton Leonard. Let's take another look at it.
Drummond is out there. Look how he's going to throw the ball. It throws it in front of him. It is behind him. That is a lateral. This is a great angle right here, coming right at you. You can see how he throws it behind. The lateral, it goes through Robert Drummond's hands. Robert thinks it's just going to be an incompleted pass. Look at the hustle the Calgary defense get over there.
And that was Kenton Leonard all over before it went out of bounds, so it's 1st and 10. Garcia and the Stampeders. Garcia looking for help, dumps it down, and just got rid of it at the 35-yard line. What a strange play that was.
Smart play by Jeff Garcia. Get rid of the ball, don't take the loss, and just line it up, make it 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 now. Calgary at the 35-yard line.
Jeff Garcia obviously feels he's got to move this pocket, sprint it out a little bit, buy a little extra time for him to get out, and also for his receivers to open up downfield.
And he takes a look and then starts to go now. Throws down the line. Good catch. Terry Vaughn. Vaughn goes in and over. Touchdown. Talk about coming back with a vengeance. On the Argo miscue, the Stampeders make them pay.
Terry Vaughn, in his 3rd year out of Arizona, has really established himself as the go-to guy in crucial situations.
He made sure he got up and over.
How you doing, baby? His 4th touchdown of the 97 season.
McLaughlin is good on the point after, and all of a sudden they have a 16-14 lead. The man from Sumter, South Carolina, goes up, over, and in, and the Stamps are in the lead. Yard touchdown by Terry Vaughn that put the Stampeders back on top 16-14. Stampeders kicking off. Pinball Clemens around the 8-yard line. Off he goes crossfield, now turns upfield. At the 30, here goes Clemens. 50-55. McLaughlin held him up long enough that he could finally get yanked down by Roger Reinson. There's Terry Vaughn. 2 plays, taking advantage of the miscue by the Argos.
Jeff Garcia does a great job. Now look, when he starts to scramble, now he's going to get down the line of scrimmage, and he's still going to look for somebody to get open. These Calgary receivers are starting to learn now that Jeff, once he scrambles, find a way to get open, and he'll try to get the ball to you. And then this is just pure great individual effort by Vaughn to get the ball in the end zone.
You like it when they get vertical. Garcia, who took a hit earlier in the game, first one to give Vaughn a hit in the end zone.
Argos first and 10 with the Calgary 49.
Frolic to Arizona. Terry Vaughn. Flutie now rolls to his right. He's being tracked down, now stops and cranks. Looking deep. Oh, there's going to be a penalty there. What he was doing, I'm not sure, as he's looking for Andre Kerwin.
Just a terrible, terrible defensive play by Willie Hampton. He was beaten deep. Did not pick up the ball anywhere in flight. He just tackles the intended receiver, and he'll get the ball first and goal at the point of the foul.
Danny, why would he even think of doing something like that? You're not going to save anything if he makes the catch and he tackles him. It's the same place. Or if he yanks him down, same place. I mean...
Well, I think, buddy, he just panicked, and he didn't think very properly. That ball's hanging up in the air. This is something that's unusual for Doug Flutie. Watch him. He's going to throw this ball 45, 55 yards down the field. Now, watch. He still has some time if he can pick up the ball to try to get there and react to the football. Yet he just takes a run and runs right over the intended receiver.
Look at the penalties already. 2 for 31. Calgary 3 for 78. Flutie. First and goal. He's got the ball, takes a look around, and I think he's going to go for the green. He's in. Touchdown, Argonauts. Well, that's great to have those options. Look once, look twice, and then just take it home.
Well, take a look at the expression on Wally Buono's face. Couple of penalties, unnecessary roughness earlier. They added another 30 yards onto a punt return by Mike Clement. They score. Now they get another penalty, a pass interference call. They score. Doug Flutie's looking. He has all day long. He knows that he can run this ball in. No containment on the outside. The only guy that can probably give chase is Big Daddy Marvin Pope. Doug Flutie makes it easy as he gets in for his second touchdown of the 97 season.
Vanderjagt makes it good. It's now 21-16. Argonauts back on top. Fun and games in the foothills of the Rockies. Flutie takes it in, and the Argos have the lead again.
This simple-looking device is the key to unlock your body's hidden potential. It can change the look and shape of every line and curve on your body. Because it's the weight, the challenge, and the secret behind one of the most effective fitness machines in the world. Introducing the Bowflex Power Pro. Bowflex uses patented power rod resistance to give you an incredible...
As opposed to 2nd and 8 and 9.
It's first and 10 right now. Garcia drops straight back. Across the middle is the big guy again, Danielson. Everybody involved in the takedown of the 6'4" product. Brendan Rogers was there.
Hurry up offense. Jeff Garcia has them to the line of scrimmage. He'll call the audibles up there. The reason also he wants to take as much advantage of this second quarter because they're going with the win.
Another first down. 8 of 12 is Garcia. Pitch over. That's Kelvin Anderson. Did he get to the first down? He tried to dive for it. That may be very close. 9 yards. 2nd and 1 for the Stampeders. Good drive. I mean, both offenses are working.
Takes out a couple of receivers. He brings in Duclair and also Dwayne Ford in the backfield. A little more beef.
Marcelo Simmons brought him down.
I like the T formation.
And Kelvin gets the ball again. Did he step across the line? Looks like it. Need a generous spot. As we watch them, oh, I think they're going to might call it the sticks. What do you think?
I think he got it. The main thing, it was about 1.5 yards. Again, in the Canadian Football League, the defensive line has to line up a yard off of the ball. So if that offensive line gets a good surge, you're supposed to make a first down when it's a yard, yard and a half.
And he got the yard part, didn't get the half part.
That's it. It's been the story of my life being that half yard short most of the time.
Men with the change run up. It is 3rd and 1. 21-16 to score. Second quarter play. 3rd and inches. Garcia charges up and over, and there's a first down, but there's also a flag. Penalty is against the Argos.
Offside.
Offside, Toronto 92.
First down. That's Rob Waldrop who got called on the offside.
Take a look down the line of scrimmage. Jeff Garcia gives a little stutter count, and Waldrop gets caught right in the neutral zone as the ball snapped. He tries to get back. Jeff Garcia with a great surge behind Jamie Crysdale, Childress, and Burns on that right side.
1st and 10. Calgary Stampeders at the 17. Garcia with the time. Crisscrossing low, looking for Vaughn again. Vaughn had the Smith brothers on him. Lester and Adrian.
Now Vaughn's on the outside, and this is Travis Moore. He's going to come and clear out. He's going to wheel up. Vaughn's going to try to break quickly to the post. The ball hangs up, and when it hangs up there, that allows enough time for Lester Smith to get over there and make a good defensive play.
And Lester is still down. There are 3 Smiths in the defensive backfield for the Argonauts: Adrian, Lester, and Donald. They're trying to get Marcelo Simmons and John A. Harris to change their name to Smith, but apparently they're not agreeable to it.
Well, they would for a price.
Right now, this is Lester Smith down. Calgary still on the roll. Second quarter action. Argos lead 21-16. 21-16 to score. Second quarter action. 2nd and 10. Calgary at the Toronto 17. Garcia looks over the middle. This one is easy. Danielson, touchdown. Seesaw battle continues at McMahon.
What a terrific read by Jeff Garcia. Outside safety blitz. The middle was free. Danielson, all he has to do, it's an automatic. Go to the post. Jeff Garcia was able to find him.
Well, every time they touch the ball, somebody's coming up with a score. And now this one belongs to Danielson.
Quite a different sense on that Calgary bench than we saw a couple of weeks ago in Montreal when they were losing 27-1 at half.
They came charging back to make it interesting in the fourth quarter. This time they're keeping it interesting in the first half. 23-21 to score on the Danielson 17-yard TD. Wally Buono's philosophy is, as we take another look at the Danielson thing.
Look, 21 on the outside. That's the knuckle. It's free. The safety's wide open. He's able to get behind the defender. And Danielson, with that 6'4" height, Jeff Garcia throws it up there, and he takes it up for the 6.
Buono says it's a 3-score differential. That's what you've got to keep in mind. You can always come back from that. Well, these guys are just doing a lot of scoring. Forget about 3-score differential. He doesn't have to worry about that. Right now, he's got 2-point lead.
You on still? Say hi to my sister, Gina.
Well, Sanofi's still on. This is the most coverage that he's got in a long time. Enjoy it while you can, big guy. That's his 2nd touchdown of this year.
He must have a lot of family because he's still owed all of them now. 50 yards receiving now on 5 catches for Danielson. Got the 1 touchdown. There it is, 10 plays. Took almost 5 minutes. And the TD that has put Calgary on top again.
Jamie Crysdale, the center, big Rocco Romano, Chris Burns, the big offensive line guys. They're the guys that are getting it done right now for Jeff Garcia. And you can't miss Freddie Childress, number 68.
Pinball Clemens at the 10. Now, busting it over, getting turned around. there making the play was Roger Reinson as he brings down the pinball, and that is where Flutie and the Toronto offense will start.
Mike's a little upset. He thinks he wants the face mask call.
27-yard return for Clemens. He's had a 56-yard return. He averages 224 yards in all-purpose. He's got to be already halfway there.
Absolutely amazing what he can do.
And for somebody known as one of the nicest guys in the league, he's steamed about this. They've done a series of commercials in Toronto with Pinball Clemens to get people to the ball yard, and he was saying that I'm just going to tear them up. I hate that team. Well, hate's maybe a little strong. Maybe we just go out and the best man win.
Well, Mike is a very strong, devout Christian man, and I don't think there's a hate bone in his body.
I don't think so either.
And I tell you, when you see the smile that comes on his face, but I tell you what, as soon as he touches that football, something switches just for a quick 30 seconds or more.
Jason Clement is the man down. He's 6'1". He's from Simon Fraser University in British Columbia. First year with the Stampeders.
Let's take a look and see if we can see this injury. He's trying to jump over, and as he jumps over, he gets hit just as he's going down, and it looks as soon as his knee hit, it turned and twisted.
Marcelo Simmons was giving him the shot.
Yeah, could it be his right knee? But he's up and running off the field, gingerly as it may be, but seems to be okay. Pat Clayton, the athletic therapist, there to take a look at him.
Toronto starts from their own 37. And Flutie dishes it off very nicely done. Oh, great job by Mitchell staying down the sideline into Calgary territory to the 40. Great job by Daryl Mitchell.
Terrific balance by Mitchell, as you said. Just tightrope down the sideline. Some pretty poor tackling by the Calgary defenders. Look at this. Stacked route. Gets to the out quickly. Kent Leonard just can't catch up to it. Doug Flutie throws it. Now he just tries to shove him out. You got to wrap those hands up. Make a tackle. You're not going to push him out of bounds. This is a contact game.
This is where you are at the buffet. You make contact, big guy.
Hey, that all-you-can-eat stuff for $2.95. You got to get there, buddy.
You're not supposed to pull a chair up to the buffet, though.
They didn't say that. They should put it on the sign.
23-21 the score. Stampeders leading. Flutie with the Argo offense. All over. Mitchell again. Good scoop there.
This is a series of plays that Doug Flutie has run for the past couple of years. Kind of an option shovel pass series. Look, he's got the option. He can pass it, shovel it inside to Robert Drummond, or throw the ball downfield to Mitchell. This is where he does. It makes it really tough on the defense. You have to be a disciplined team to play against a Doug Flutie.
John Kalin made the tackle. He's a hometown boy getting a start. And very happy about playing on this Man Stadium turf. There's the little flip there to Robert Drummond.
Direct snap to Robert Drummond. That's where they start getting sneaky. Doug Flutie starts pulling out of there, and he thinks the whole world is looking at him, and a lot of them are. And they start to flow away, and then they try to come back across the grain with a little counter. Let's take a look at it, and you can see Doug Flutie, watch him sprint out right into your pitcher. Now Drummond takes it one way, counters back. He's going to follow right behind Big Willie Williams, that left tackle.
Second down. Short yardage play from the shotgun Flutie. 3 yards. They're looking for the first down. Flutie calls his own number. He gets all of it and a little more. Nice charge here by the Argos. They started at their own 37 on this drive.
Now the last couple of weeks, Doug has been really troubled by not a turf toe, but a sprain on his right toe, as his big toe, and the next one to it, and the top of his foot. And he's wearing bigger shoes right now that feel better, to give him more support. But he says it really affects his speed. He's not able to cut and take off the way that he wants to.
That's the pass, looking in the corner. Did he make the catch? No! They say no to Andre Kerwin, and Kerwin wants to discuss it. Boy, that's a tough call.
Andre tried to drag his foot. In the Canadian Football League, you only have to have 1 foot in bounds. Good throw by Doug Flutie. Let's see how it goes up high, trying to drag that right foot as he comes down. On the line.
Is on the line. The toe is over. He is out. 2nd and 10 from the 16. Great effort, though, by Kerwin. Flutie rolls, stops. He'll take a hit. He's looking for Kerwin again. It's picked off. It's picked off in the end zone on the tip drill. William Hampton may have made up for his pass interference call by on the tip drill making it work.
Big play by this Calgary defense. Couple of tip drills in there, and Willie Hampton does come up and redeem himself for that pass interference call in the first quarter. Now take a look as Doug Flutie's going to sprint out to his left, holds up. Big Daddy Marvin Pope's going to get there, and there's Alondra Johnson with his hands on the ball, tips it up. Willie Hampton comes up with the interception.
Good pressure, though.
Excellent pressure by Marvin Pope. Doug Flutie has a history. He likes to throw the ball, and he can throw it backing up and off balance.
There are the turnovers, 2 of them by the Argos. First one turned into Calgary points. Let's see what Garcia and the Stamps can do here. They're beginning at their own 25-yard line. Vaughn spins around, gets into around the 33-yard line. Less than 3 minutes to play in the first half. Stampeders lead the Argonauts 23-21.
Hey, Charlotte.
Hanging with Danny Kepley, I'm Rob Folds in McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta, where the Stampeders lead 23-21. Jeff Garcia takes a look, starts to take off. He'll be caught and dragged down. The Argonauts, Reggie Gibbons was there, along with Andrew Stewart.
Look on the outside, little twist play going to happen. Good pressure from the outside, forces Garcia up into the stream. And then, that was number 38. Reggie Gibbons has that great foot speed, able to close back inside and make the sack.
Stewart holds, Gibbons finishes him off. And Tony Martino, his first punt was 39 yards.
Mike Clemens, number 31. Mike Saunders, number 32, are the return men.
Will take the punt. It is the pinball after it. He's got it at the 35. Takes a look around, gets to the 40, and that's about all. The Argonauts with 2:07 left to play in the opening half will get another chance to try to put points on the board. They were making a concerted effort before an interception by William Hampton in the end zone.
Having a talk with Doug Flutie through the course of this season, the one thing that he really gets upset about is when he throws a pick. And he really does want to improve on those numbers. He has only thrown 11 picks. That was 12 for this year.
Flutie's 11 of 16 right now. 1 interception, 2 touchdowns for 118 yards. He's also run for 1 touchdown. 1st and 10 on the 42. He's got a man wide open. That is Robert Drummond. He was corralled by a lot of the Calgary defense, included Anthony McClanahan. He's been quiet in this game. McClanahan was calling the Toronto Argonaut offense a powder puff offense.
Well, Wally Bono is one of these kind of head coaches that believes that he allows his players to go out there and say exactly what he wants them to say, what they believe. But you better go out there and back it up and be ready to back it up. McClanahan, you better get ready for a game fight tonight because they're in one.
He is a multicolored do right now. Coming over to the near side. Clemens takes 1 hit, takes 2 hits. Wait a minute, how big is this guy? Flag comes down. He took 3 hits from some big guns and was still trying to get. Look, I think he said, how does he do that?
This hit, and I think the first tackle that went over as he slid underneath him, grabbed the face mask, and is going to add another 10 or 15 yards onto it. Let's see what they call.
Major foul, face mask, Calgary number 4.
Darrell Hall. He was in the group that was there to try to stop him.
Here's Darrell Hall right here. He's one-on-one on pinball. tries to wrap him up, slides over top, and the right hand catches the face mask. Mike Clements keeps those feet moving and working. He's an amazing man.
Well, there was a good job by the official. He had the right angle on it as Hall came up and around and over, and the hand just slipped on.
There it is, right there.
It just slipped. It was an accident.
Ah, he got caught. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, but when you get caught, you got to pay the time. Pay the dues.
1:37 left to play, opening half. Give us to Drummond. Ernie Brown to stop him.
Wayne Patterson, number 93, on the bottom of that file, along with Ernie Brown, number 98.
Robert Drummond had 4 touchdowns in the first half against Montreal 1 week ago. Now, Doug Flutie is sharing the wealth here in Calgary, but you've got to always keep your eye on number 29. He's the CFL Player of the Week offensively for the 2nd straight week.
Rob, that's what makes this Toronto offense so deadly. They have so many weapons that they can call on.
Oh, almost picked off. McClanahan almost had something to chatter about as it hit him in the hands.
Powder puff this. Take a look. Doug's going to step back. Quick look. Quick set. Throws the ball. Must not see McClanahan at all coming from the inside, but what a great break on the football. Now just catch the ball, baby. Look it in.
Number 13, Mike Vanderjack, back at his own 50-yard line.
And not too happy, but watch again. Masadi was there for it, and then McClanahan moves over. McClanahan has been dabbling in wrestling. He was wrestling earlier this week. His nickname is the Gremlin. Coleman on the punt. Gets to the 22-yard line. 1:01 remaining as Jeff Garcia brings out the Stampeder offense. Run back at 12 yards.
Little conversation with Tony Martino, the offensive coordinator, and a good look at Wally Bono, who is very involved with the Calgary defense.
37 yards into the win for Vanderjack.
Wally Bono took over his record with Calgary regular season 95-30-1.
First and 10 at the Calgary 22.
23-21 the score. Stamps leading late in the second quarter. You see the time remaining. First and 10 from the 22. Garcia back to pass. There's a flag on the play. Garcia's running, gets to about the 30-yard line. He made a gain, but there is...
I think we're going to have unnecessary contact or illegal contact against Toronto. We want to see this again right at the end of the play. What a block by Fred Bailey that comes and peels back. It looks like on Ken Benson.
We'll get the official call from Bud Steen.
Illegal contact on an eligible receiver. Toronto, number 7.
And they got Johnny Harris.
Johnny says, now I'll change my name to Smith.
Yeah. Blame one of the Smiths.
See if you can...
I'll mix in.
It'll be one of the 4.
Yeah. Penalties, Calgary 4 for 93, Toronto 3 for 41.
First and 10 from the Calgary 32.
First and 10, 32-yard line. Garcia looks, dumps it out to the far side. That was Bailey who made the catch.
Well, you throw the ball about 30 yards across the field and you pick up 3.
There's some equation we can work into that. It's an exponential thing. You care nothing for my education,
Are
do
you waiting on me on that?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to
just
say.
carry on, buddy. You got the ball.
I
Go
believe
ahead.
you're a calculus major, were you not?
Yes.
At university?
Yes, I was. I calculated everything.
Coming across the middle, nobody there. Defensively for the Argos, it was Brendan Rodgers. And we will see Tony Martino and the kick team come out. 38 seconds left in the opening half. And now you can see a little discussion, Danielson and Garcia, as they discuss what went wrong in that sequence of plays. Quick to the sidelines to talk about it. Martino, 2 punts tonight. 43-yard average, and the longest has been 47.
Comes into the league second in the CFL. He's behind the guy on the other side of the field, Mike Vanderjack, who's first in the CFL with 46.1.
Good pick. Clemens has it at the 30. 40 and tripped up around the 44 and knocked down. Darrell Hall, I believe, was in it. Biggs was in it.
Early for Calgary, number 23, JP Esquerdo.
Chris Lewis also involved in the big tackle, and now we get to see with 27 seconds left what the Argos can do. And remember now, the Argos can do a lot of work with 27 seconds.
Well, when you've got a guy by the name of Doug Flutie, number 2, back there pulling the trigger, you sure can. Particularly in the CFL, because in the last 3 minutes of the half in the game, the clock stops after every play. Once they get lined up again, then they'll blow it in, so you can get a lot of plays off in 27 seconds.
Flag on the play. The pass. There's Darryl Mitchell. Oh, check Kerwin again. Kerwin, the wide receiver, who's been in, doing a great job.
Could be an illegal procedure call against the Toronto Argonauts.
It is.
Look on Don Matthews' face like, man, what else can go wrong? He is a man that prides himself on discipline. 3-time Coach of the Year, 1985, 1994, and 95.
Here's a good look at the clouds here in Calgary. The rain has held off. It has certainly dropped in temperature, and the wind might be a factor later in the game, especially if this front comes through. 23-21, Calgary on top. Doug Flutie throws it up the middle. Big hit in there. You can hear the clunks all the way up. And that is Anthony McClanahan.
He said, I may not be able to pick them off, but I can sure lay somebody down when they come in my area. Here he is, right on the outside. Robert Drummond, number 29, is going to stop, come back across the middle. Little screen. Now watch this pop. Boom. Gives him a shot and a dance.
Says you got to pay the price if you're coming in to his house.
I would expect him to take the helmet off to show the head, to show the new do.
He said he's 1-0 with the new do. He's a multicolored fella now. He's a la Dennis Rodman up top on the roof. He says he likes it, did a lot of work designing this. And if we get his helmet off, we'll warn you before. I could do that, yeah. We'll discuss that further. Seconds running down in the opening half.
He takes a knee on second down.
And they're just trying to run out the time now.
He says 13 seconds left. Clock is stopped. They'll let them gather up.
Horse heads. By the way, this is the home of the Calgary Stampede and of Clever Headwear.
And the Stampeder fans, they're a pretty strong group down here.
Guess you can get hoof head that way. Here's the real live Stampeder, and there's the Stampeder horse. And by the way, there was a change. Usually it's Ricky, but he's got asthma. That's the horse Blue. Trying to keep you up to date on the deuce.
You know
Calgary
everything.
leading 23-21 at McMahon Stadium.
And in first downs, time for possession, the 2 turnovers are the big key for the Toronto Argonauts. And the one thing that we don't see, again, is there's the penalty yards for the Calgary Stampeders. 93 yards, 2 big ones that led to scores for Toronto.
First and 10 for the Stamps, beginning at their own 42-yard line. Jeff Garcia, who had his bell rung by Mike O'Shea early in the game, gives to Kelvin Anderson. Anderson is stopped and will lose 2, perhaps 3 yards.
I said earlier in this broadcast that this Toronto team, the one asset that Don Matthews says he has truly improved upon is defensive team speed. Look at Walter as he gets off the block, slides right down the line of scrimmage, cuts the Anderson back inside to the pursuit and gets his hands on help making the tackle.
Okay, here's my Kepley quiz of the week.
Uh-oh, oh no.
What does Rob Waldrop have to do with Johnny Flamehead? Answer forthcoming. Garcia gets his man to Bailey. Bailey is tackled. Taking him down was Adrian Smith.
I got a good answer.
Let's hear it.
They both eat garlic with Mr. and Mrs. Jeff Garcia in Gilroy, California.
Oh, you're so close, but I'm afraid you're no longer eligible for the bonus round. Rob Waldrop is the part owner of a Las Vegas metal band known as Johnny Flamehead. A lot of people called in saying they thought it was your real name.
Now they see my new do.
Tony Martino. There's Mike Saunders. He's now helping out on punt return. Pinball Clemens. Back to around the 13-yard line. Off he goes. He danced around and still made a couple of yards on that return. Doing the quick math, Pinball has himself about 190 yards in all-purpose yards. He averages 224. He's on pace.
Absolutely on pace. He could make about 400 yards or plus tonight.
That was a 2-yard pickup for Pinball.
But that, Rod, that's what happens when you've got a great return man like Pinball. Like I said, everybody on that return team knows all I got to do is do my job.
Toronto 27.
Holding against Toronto. Number 27 is Eric Johnson, the linebacker. For those return guys, they know that if my blocker's in front, they make their block. They know that they can spring Pinball, and it's going to turn into instant field position again for them. And that's what happens with Doug Flutie. He gets the start in most cases on a short field, except for, say, this case here.
This is a big long field now. There's a big old long one. You start from the 4-yard line. Toronto trails 23-21. We're into the second half of play in McMahon Stadium. Flutie trying to get in trouble. That's a lame duck. He got knocked down at the line.
Gets at the line of scrimmage.
Is that McClanahan? He may have got a mid on it.
I think it should be Dwayne Patterson. It may have. McClanahan was on the outside. But McClanahan's talking to somebody about it.
Saying I came this close.
There's McClanahan. He's right there. Let's see if he gets his hands on it. Nope, it happened before that. And before that was the guy, number 93, Patterson.
Second and 10 from the 4. Flutie swings around behind the uprights. Looks downfield. Dishes it off. Go to Pinball. Get to around the 12-yard line. Not enough for the first down. And in comes the kicking unit, Justin Leonard. Kenton Leonard doing the job.
Kenton Leonard does a good job. They play a great zone. Force Doug Flutie to throw it under the cover. Sprints out to his left, gets his shoulders parallel, puts a little zip on the ball, puts it out there to Mike Clemens. Now you guys could come up, grab a hold, hope that the pursuit's going to get there. Mike Clemens comes close to breaking that tackle and picking up the first down, but it forces Mike Vanderjack into the punting situation.
And what could set up is outstanding Calgary field position.
They're going to take a single. They're going to take a...
Well, we've got penalties here. Drummond is in the middle holding. Vanderjagt's just running some time off the clock. Nobody's coming after him. Vanderjagt finally runs out of bounds. Will give up
the safety. Give up the 2 points. Well, it's a kind of a smart play, I think, because what they were going to do, they want to kick it into the wind, give Calgary excellent field position. This way they give up the 2 points. They're able to kick the ball.
At least 3 Toronto players decline.
Well, there's one holding.
That's Drummond.
That's Drummond.
I think that was hold number 1.
Well, in Calgary, that could be either holding or steer wrestling.
Yeah. Bring him down. Rope him. Right now it is a 25-21 lead as Toronto gives up the safety. Stamps on top. Third quarter action, 12 minutes remaining. Calgary leads 25-21. Marvin Coleman is the man with the ball as he gets to the 35-yard line. That's where they'll start. Eric Johnson was there to bring him down.
Very concerned look on Coach Don Matthews' face. He's not the guy to kind of worry. He knows that his defense can come up big. This is a defense that leads the league in 18 of 25 CFL categories. just to name a few, fewest first downs and fewest points per game. He said the one that matters, the fewest first downs, that means that Doug Flutie gets to touch the ball more often.
Jeff Garcia, the given to Calvin Anderson, last year's Rookie of the Year, gets to the 40.
Fights his way up to the 40-yard
Another
line.
one is the total yardage they allow the opposing offense, 279 yards. That's not a lot of work.
Not a lot at all. You mentioned Calvin Anderson, last year's Rookie of the Year, 240 rushes, 1,068 yards, 10 touchdowns. His nickname, Earthquake. Out of Southeast Mississippi. No, Southeast Missouri. What am I talking about?
Garcia steps up, throws it over. Good catch, Travis Moore. Now they're starting to use Travis Moore. Take a look at the defense here. Wow. First.
First downs, touchdowns, points, passing yardage, and the total yards. Gee, look at that. Total yards is 1,670. Mike Clements, Pinball almost has that already this season.
I believe the total yards is exactly what Garcia started the night with, 1,671 yards. Garcia back to pass and starts to roll out. Found Moore again. Moore gets into Toronto territory, brought down at the 44. First and 10, Calgary. Now they're starting to get Moore into the offense.
Jeff Garcia is going to scramble from the shotgun formation. Now Moore's going to see him. Now he's just going to look, get himself open, make himself a big target, wave the hands, yell a little bit. Jeff is able to throw the ball on the run, does a good job, catch it, and the main thing that they had to talk about, after you make the catch, wheel that ball, turn it, get it north and south.
Johnny Harris was there, but he had to come in on him and try to make the tackle. Pass again, Travis Moore again. They're working on Johnny Harris.
Jeff Garcia standing in the pocket with a lot of confidence. That big offensive line up front doing a good job, buying some extra time, and that allows guys like Travis Moore to go down there, find the open area in the zone, turn in front up to Jeff Garcia, make yourself a big target.
Why now are they working on Johnny Harris? Did they see something in that first half that they put into play?
No, it doesn't happen like that. They just happen to catch him in a zone defense. Johnny Harris was the guy there making the tackle.
Garcia. He's called his own number. Good call. Down to the 5.
Look familiar? Guess who we learned that from?
Guy across the way.
That's it. Number 2, Doug Flutie.
That's not a sneak. That's a full-scale attack.
Come back, shotgun formation, quarterback draw, just find the open area. Most quarterbacks are going to take a knee and try to slide into second base. Not this guy.
Heck, he took a bench in the midsection in the first half.
Tony Marciano, as I said, he said this guy's got the heart of a linebacker.
First and goal from the 6. Garcia looking in. He throws it across. Light him up. Touchdown, Fred Bailey.
Well, I tell you what, they made that drive look pretty easy against a tough defense. Wally Bono knows for a fact it's not over. There's a lot of time left in this ball game. But the thing that he likes to see is the way that his ball club is playing with confidence out there now.
Well, the safety got them pumped up, keeping Toronto deep in the zone. They had to start from the 4. They took 2 there. They're going to take another 7 here and up their lead to 11 points. McLaughlin is good again. It is now 32-21 Calgary. Garcia finds Freddie Bailey. They're in charge.
Is your life boring? Are you tired of the same old thing?
Suck it up. Get in the game.
The CFL is back and more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Get in the game. Wear the attitude.
Go, 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 go. Hey, suck it up. CFL football. Get in the game.
Kickoff after the 5-yard touchdown reception by Fred Bailey. Deep at the 2. It's Pinball Clements. Clemens charges through, gets to the 30, almost before he's hauled down. But is this a charged up Calgary team now or what? Eddie Davis making the tackle. There's the drive, and they've got to score now and early in the third quarter.
They really do, because they're with the win. They'll be against the win in the fourth quarter. So this is the quarter. You got to gamble. You got to take some chances. You've got to put some points on the board.
Well, they've done that. They got 2 from the safety and then the touchdown. Look at Garcia now, 17-23, 171, 3 touchdowns. Doug Flutie, 1st and 10 on the 25, has to get out of some trouble. Turns around field, that was almost picked off. Coleman was there. Marvin Coleman banging his head, knows he had one.
Marvin Coleman was on him like glue. Take a look as Masadi makes the move. He's going to work inside. Good jam. Doesn't let him get off the line of scrimmage. Grabs a little ball. Now he's just going to trail him. Comes up underneath, trails underneath, gets his hands on the football. Should have made the interception, but it's a great defensive play.
2nd and 10. Marvin Coleman from Central State in Ohio. Flutie now looking downfield. This crowd is noisy. There's the pick. Eddie Davis has got the pick and a turnover again. Plays right in the hands of the Stamp. Time for the fans to get up and make some noise.
And what a difference a couple of weeks makes for the Calgary Stampeders. Those 2 out of 3 victories, and tonight playing inspired football, both offensively and defensively, and on their special teams.
The turnovers are starting to count for the Calgary Stampeders. They lead 32-21.
Eddie Davis with his 2nd pick. Now take a look. They're just going to play it off. Man-to-man, slides off into the zone, comes up underneath it. Good coverage. Great catch. Returns it and gives Jeff Garcia super field position. 1st and 10 on the 20.
Oh, drop ball by Garcia. Can he make something out of this? Oh, no. Too bad, because Terry Vaughn looked like he was going to make a broken play work for a game. There's Eddie Davis.
Eddie Davis in his 2nd year with the Calgary Stampeders, the 3rd in the league out of Northern Illinois. Right at St. Louis.
Second and 10. Calgary Stampeders looking to collect some more points in this third quarter with the wind behind them. Garcia looks again, goes to the end zone. Is there going to be a call? No call.
He's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. Brady, you got to stay in, baby.
Brett Bailey had a man draped all over him, and you know he wanted a call.
Little double move, out and up. Ball thrown behind him. He tries to come back for it. Take a look at the top of your screen. Top right part of your screen. Here he is. He's going to slide out of bounds. He's already sliding. He makes the catch.
Well, Marcelo Simmons was on him, who stayed very close to him. Bailey turned around. Moved to talk to Jeff Garcia. Said, you had me. I was there. Now McLaughlin with the field goal. 27-yarder. It's up. It is good. Another 3 for the Stampeders. Calgary now leads 35-21 against the Argonauts. 2 converted touchdowns. Now the margin for the Calgary Stampeders. Doug Flutie will start his team off at the 35. Flutie rolls to his right. There's a flag on the play. He's got Darryl Mitchell. Mitchell's got enough for the first down. It's a 12-yard gain.
Bring it back. It's going to be holding against Toronto.
In the backfield, you knew it. Mitchell made the
Holding.
play, though.
Toronto 57.
Came against the line. Danny Payne. Danny Payne. Donnie Payne. The Payne boy.
Wait a second now.
Mr.
Like
Payne.
saying you're playing with Donnie Kepley over here. Danny.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hey, how you doing? Here's Big Dan Payne right there. Big right tackle. He's just going to get it, put a little bear hug. That left hand's going to grab some cloth on number 92. That's Steven Anderson.
Well analyzed, Danny. Johnny Flamehead.
Rock and roll.
35-21, 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. Doug Flutie has to pitch it up. There's a flag on the play. Robert Drummond, the Upland man. Flag was right at the line of scrimmage, but Drummond comes up holding his right elbow. He may have jammed that in the turf.
It's going to be a face mask, I think, against the Calgary Stampeders.
Mike Saunders is trying to help the officials out.
That's what hurts you defensively when you have a team like the Toronto Argonauts and Doug Flutie backed up deep, and you let a little play like that come up for a big play, big yardage,
Illegal contact
and also
on an eligible receiver, Calgary number 11.
Illegal contact. If you call number 11, that's the punter. Tony Martino.
That would have to be illegal if
that
Tony
would
was
be
out
illegal
there.
if Tony's coming in to sneak in and get a shot in. Those punters, though, they're tough.
Tony said, I haven't had a lot of work tonight. I was getting a little chilled on the sideline.
I'm going to run out.
Blood flowing.
I'm going to run out and smack them.
Go out and just smack the head of somebody.
First and 10 from the 35. Flutie in shotgun. Back, nice steady drop, nice catch over the middle by Paul Massotti, dragged down by Marvin Coleman.
These are routes that Doug Flutie really likes to run from a shotgun formation, takes the wide receivers, drags them across, then he brings them all the way across the formation. Coming from the left of your screen, all the way across. Now what that allows the receiver to do, create separation from the defensive back. Paul Massotti makes no mistake on the catch.
Paul Massotti now, 5 catches, 58 yards. Massotti needs 62 yards to equal Terry Greer. Second pick, there's another pick! Another pick! He's got nothing but room! Say goodnight for William Hampton. Turnovers are killing the Argos in the third quarter. And William Hampton just burns Doug Flutie.
Now this is something that you don't see Doug Flutie doing very often. Taking the ball, throwing it to the wide side of the field, and throwing it to the out. 4 turnovers for the Toronto Argonauts. 0 for the Calgary Stampeders.
I think that's 17 points on turnovers for the Stamps against the Argos.
Willie Hampton out of Murray State. His father was a William Hampton who played 6 years with the Montreal Alouettes. Willie had 19 kicks when he was at Murray State. None bigger than that one right there against Doug Flutie.
McLaughlin nails another one. And take a look at the scoreboard. It is 42-21. A 21-point differential in the third quarter.
But you remember Wally Bono says 3 scores. Watch Willie Hampton at the top. The ball, he's just sitting out there. He's reading it. Now make a break. Get up high. Make the pick. And it is nothing but running to daylight. Get it to the end zone.
And 60-yard dash.
Take it home, baby.
William Hampton. He made the one error early in the game, getting caught for pass interference deep in his own territory.
Back home, Little Rock, Arkansas.
And there is an injured Stampeder on the field. That's Moore getting up slow. Is that Moore? No, it's a lineman fire. William Hampton, a rookie, comes in and I think I might save that football. First career CFL touchdown.
Well, the early part of that first quarter when he chased down and took that pass interference call on the 1-yard line, it looked like it was going to be a long day for him. How things have changed in Calgary.
Doug Flutie is wondering right now. 21-point lead for the Stampeders. 3:58 left to play, third quarter. Mike Pinball Clemens as William Hampton goes for little 0-2. Clemens drops the ball, picks it up now at the 2. Tries to find some room. Threads his way to the 22 before he's pulled down by Biggs. Here's the score by quarters right now. 19 here in the third. 21-yard return by Pinball Clemens as Doug Flutie comes back out on the field to try to start something off.
There's not any panic in that huddle. There's a lot of confidence and a lot of composure there. Doug Flutie is going to take charge of it all.
Still almost 19 minutes left to play in the game. Plenty of time. First and 10 from the 22. Doug Flutie pitches it out. Nice little job. Pinball Clemens knocked out of bounds, but he still has possession of the ball. Pinball continues to rack up the all-purpose yards. At another 21-yard return on the kickoff. Picks up some yardage there. 7 yards. I'll be more generous. I'm going to give me.
That's all right. That's the kind of man you are.
Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie's number.
25 attempts, and the INTs jump out at you. Give is to Robert Drummond for the first down. It's nice when everybody helps out. You can see the defensive lineman for the Calgary Stampeders, Traversy, saying, "Come on, I'll bring out those chains just a measure."
It looks like it'd be pretty close, but I think they did get it. The time for the Calgary Stampeders, you just can't get cocky, you can't get overconfident, you can't lose your intensity. What you have to do is play this last 17 or 18 minutes like it's the first 18 minutes of the ball game.
Third and inches. Flutie carries it up and over. McClanahan trying to haul him back.
That's a little wrestling move he learned.
In fact, he might have himself a World Wrestling Federation career.
Take a look. Good surge off the Calgary defensive line. Submarining underneath Toronto's offensive line, knocking their feet out from under, dropping them down low and giving those linebackers a chance to take a shot at Doug Flutie as he comes over top.
First and 10 on the 33. Flutie. Take the give to Drummond. Now he's got to escape. He's going to run. Chased out of bounds, and he's hauled down heavily by McClanahan. Same sideline. Jeff Garcia got knocked out of bounds by Mike O'Shea that got O'Shea tossed out of the game.
Hey, and it's got the Toronto team over there jumping up and down, too. You look at Doug Flutie. McClanahan just chasing him right out. He's got no place to go. All he has to do is push him. He takes him down outside. That could be a call right there against the Calgary Stampeders. No doubt.
Oh, yeah, he was already out of bounds.
All you wanted to do is be fair about this thing. It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander.
Second and 10. Doug managed to get back to the line of scrimmage on that scramble. Throw right up the middle. Great play, good catch. It's Paul Massotti, and Paul Massotti with that catch will slide by. He goes by Terry Greer. He now has second place behind D.K. Smith. He only needed 62 yards. That was a good, solid carry. He's got 68 now.
Kind of a zone matchup. Paul Massotti, it's after 10 years of experience, finds the open area. Doug Flutie does a great job of stepping up and throwing that ball with some zip in between the defenders.
And nobody more deserving to move into second place and maybe even take a run at DK Smith, the top spot. Smith with 81-44. Doug calls his own number. He gets to midfield. Masadi still has maybe a season or two before he can even think about catching Smith.
That quarterback draw just from the shotgun. Nobody's look at Doug Flutie. What they try to do a lot of times, defended against him, they try to call what they have a spy. One of the linebackers, one of the DBs taking a look, and when Doug Flutie makes the move, you come up, you spy on him, you go where he goes and make the tackle. Trouble is, he gets away from most spies.
23 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Dumps it over to Masadi again. Masadi gets to the 45.
Second and about 6.
Masadi now is 78 yards on 7 catches.
Masadi in the last 3 years has gone over 1,000 yards. 94, he was 1,280. 95, he was 1,336. And 96, 1,023.
They will finish up this quarter, and then the Argos will have the wind. That is what has helped Calgary, plus turnovers by Toronto. He's in trouble. Doug Flutie now trying to get out of it. Look at this. He gets to the 50. Original line of scrimmage. Big Daddy was chasing him. Big Daddy's knocking. You run away.
You can come in. Big Daddy's knocking at my house. Marvin Pope.
That is the end of the third quarter as he has to run away out of trouble. 42-21, Calgary leads. 42-21, the beginning of the fourth quarter here in McMahon Stadium in Calgary, where the hometown Stampeders lead the Eastern leaders, Toronto Argonauts, by a score of 42-21. Punting now is Vanderjet. He's trying to angle it out, and he does. And just so you know that these guys are concerned about their look on the sidelines, take a look at this look. Not only is that the duo of McClanahan, he's trying to get the earring fixed. McClanahan said he's 1-0 with the new do. He's going to keep it on, and they said just get that streak going. What do you think?
Well, I guess it's important. You got to have somebody with an earring to fix a guy with an earring. I don't understand this, but it's okay.
Now, what do you tell your colorist? Go for it in a case like that?
Kind of the flavor of the week or month, huh?
Garcia first and 10 for the 18 for the Stampeders. They had a big third quarter, 19 points.
Well, they need to forget about that third quarter, and what they have to concentrate on right now is the fourth quarter.
Here's Danny Barrett. He is the man trying to help Jeff Garcia and Dave Dickinson through, and says he's ready in case emergency backup calls. Look at the total yards.
Hey, he told me I got to say hi to his mom, Susie, and Earl down in Boynton Beach, Florida. He said I had to do that. So, Susie, how you doing from your son, Danny? He's doing a great job coaching up here.
There we go. On the move as Garcia overthrows the intended receiver. And that was Travis Moore they were looking for, and it's a 2-and-out for Garcia, and he's not happy. I like the competitive fire in this guy.
Well, that's why that Toronto defense leads in the category. Fewest first downs. They make a lot of teams go 2-and-out. It's imperative right now for when Jeff Garcia gets his hands back on the ball, he needs to make, obviously, a possession drive. Keep the clock running, keep the chains moving, make first downs, keep Doug Flutie off the field.
Tony Martino set to punt, and he'll be punting against the wind. Good news for the Argos. He'll try to take advantage of it. Flags everywhere.
Could be offsides against Toronto.
He may have been trying to woo them across the line.
There was some movement by the right end on the Toronto punt team. I don't know if he would say.
Illegal procedure. Calgary 35.
Calgary's number 35. That is Clement. So Jason got himself nabbed. And backing up a little more is Martino. Martino with the kick. Gets a little loft to it, right at midfield. Mike Clemens. Mike Clemens spins through some trouble. Clemens continues to go. He's heading for the sideline. Watch out. Touchdown. No flags. Talk about making it work. Pinball. 55 yards with a touchdown on the punt return. Mark that one a tilt.
Don't think for one little second that anybody on that Toronto Argonaut team is going to give up. Just look at the play that Mike Pinball Clemens makes. He gets tackled right here by the ref. The ref doesn't know how to get out of the way. He breaks that block, jumps over some guys. Then he shows what great speed he's got to get to the outside.
And he finishes it. Starting off this fourth quarter, didn't need the win, just needed the pinball. Up it goes, 42-28, 55-yard punt return. The Argos are by no means out of this one. Punt return, Brendan Rodgers was there for the takedown. 25-yard return for Coleman. And hiding behind him is Pinball Clemens. That's what he does. He gets hidden, and nobody can find him.
You can't find him, and even when you find him, you can't catch what you can't touch.
60-second career touchdown. Marvin Coleman's had a pretty good night doing the return duties for the Stampeders. Jeff Garcia fakes to Anderson, rolls to his right. The pass is good. Nice job there as they go to Danielson. He hasn't been seen much since around the second quarter. Now, here in the fourth, trying to use him.
Garcia does a great job. He sprints out a little bit, buys sometimes, hits Danielson, but what Danielson does is what he does after the catch. Breaks the tackle, gets rid of Johnny Harris, and picks up a first down. Fakes the counter. Now he's going to come out by himself, knows he's going to get hit. A lot of heat by Reggie Gibbons up in his face. Still makes the completion and the first down. No, I take that back. It's second and real short.
Danielson, 6 catches tonight. He has 1 touchdown. Short yardage. Garcia pushes his way across the 40.
Big Rod Walter has him right by that headlock. Maybe he's checking that flamehead stuff. Well, Garcia is a redhead, you know.
Well, there you go. Maybe he's looking for new members for the band.
Well, could be. Little smile by Danny Barrett. But he knows this is a long fourth quarter, and the guy on that other side pulling the trigger, Doug Flutie, can make a lot of magic happen.
What a great guy to have on the sideline, Danny Barrett, to work with Jeff Garcia.
A little different because he's normally up in the press box, you know, calling down. He's on the headset. They've got him down on the ground tonight.
Bring it over to the far side. Al Anderson makes the grab. About 8 yards. Simmons with the tackle.
Good 7 or 8 yards. Just allows Garcia, like I say, that second down opens up a lot of plays that he can run to pick up that first down. If it's not there, if it's running there, or in the shotgun, he can scramble on his own.
2nd and 3 for the Stampeders. Doug Flutie biding his time.
Nothing fancy, just pick up the first down.
Fakes again to Anderson. Comes across, and he makes the catch. Oh, got some room, Danielson, and he scoots down the sideline, and there is an injured Stampeder, just rolls right off. That looked like Fred Bailey.
I think it's Fred Bailey. Now, Fred Bailey was the intended receiver. He runs a curl route. Jeff Garcia is going to hit him. Watch just to the left of your screen as he comes out. Then the ball pops out. Fred Bailey, boom, right into the hand of Vince Danielson. Good tip drill. Heads up play. Danielson not only makes the catch, but he keeps the drive alive and moves those sticks.
Practice it. You could see the player come down. Bailey was trying to help block and was, after that, popped out. 1st and 10 now at the Argo 30.
Tell you what, I'd rather be lucky than good all the time.
Take plays like that. Thank you very much. Calgary Stampeders leading 42-28. Fourth quarter action. Man Stadium.
Well, Jerry, I don't know about you.
Looking for something different?
I can remember in the past.
Want to get involved?
Feel the rush. Get in the game.
The CFL is back, more radical than ever. The action never stops. It's hard-hitting, high-scoring football. Wear the attitude.
Feel the rush. Get in the game.
And he's taken down.
Fourth quarter action at McMahon Stadium in Calgary, with the hometown Stampeders lead the Toronto Argonauts 42-28. Due to time constraints, we're moving ahead in our coverage. Jeff Garcia and the Stampeders. 1st and 20 from the 31-yard line. And Kel Anderson with the pass. Only moved the sticks about 4 yards.
Jeff looking quick to the sideline. He gets most of his calls from Marciano, the offensive coordinator, anticipating a big rush by this Toronto defense. Dumps off the screen to Anderson. Anderson's able to pick his way through for about 4 or 5 yards.
Mark McLaughlin, who's been on his game tonight, is warming up on the sideline. 2nd and 15. Garcia looks, floats one out. Oh, almost! Whoa, that would have been a beauty by Travis Moore. Great coverage, and Moore ends up Kelly Wilshire.
Super one-on-one cover, but Moore almost came up with that one-handed, left-handed circus catch. Top left part of your screen. Good job again up front protecting Garcia. Floats it up. Now watch that left hand go up. Just can't bring it in.
Oh, boy, that would have been a treat. And they hauled that in. McLaughlin will try the field goal. 33-yarder. Let's say he's made 15 of his last 16. He's been on target all night, and it hasn't changed. He's good. It's now 45-28. Stampeders continue to lead in the fourth quarter. Can they hold on? 13 seconds left to play, fourth quarter. Calgary Stampeders lead 45-28. Toronto Argonauts will try to start it off from their own 35. Look at the defensive work by Calgary. Keeping Doug Flutie and the Argos quiet. Great work. And Flutie has to escape. Gets a hand. Finally, he is hauled down. That was Steven Anderson. Finally got the grab on him, but he had to get away from 2 others before Anderson caught up.
This is where Doug is so great. If he's sprinting out here, he just senses that McClanahan's going to come from the backside. But you see how McClanahan comes to the inside shoulder? If he goes to the upfield shoulder and forces Doug to have to cut it back into the pursuit, the Calgary defense makes the tackle a lot sooner.
2nd and 7. Flutie back to pass. Takes a good look around, and it was knocked down.
Guess who's knocking?
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's there. Marvin Pope is there, having an outstanding game. Take a look. He's going to rush, get to the outside, wants to maintain leverage, keep containment. Now get up, get the left hand up. You've gone as far as you can. Get your hand on the football. That's 255 pounds getting vertical.
And that leaves the Argos in the punting situation. There is Big Daddy Marvin Pope.
From Gainesville, Florida.
All 6 years of his CFL career in Calgary. On the punt, gets the bounce, rolls deep, and Terry Vaughn just picks it up before he gets bumped out of bounds. And oh, we've got something going on the sideline. Johnson is in the middle for the Argos. They started a whack helmet.
It's like Coleman. I think that's number 17 is in there for the Calgary Stampeders.
Johnson and Coleman mixing it up. Some words and then a pop in the side of the helmet. And flag. Eric Johnson. 17 and 27. We heard the call. They're both out of it.
They're gone.
That's the second and third ejections of the night. Mike O'Shea got tossed out in the first half. Now Coleman, one of their best returners, and Johnson are both gone. Danny Barrett is in his peacemaker, saying it's over.
It's all done for the night. Go in. Hope we can hold on to this lead for the next 6 minutes, and it'll be something you and Wally will talk about a little later. And both of these head coaches, Don Matthews and Wally Bono, are unbelievable disciplinarians.
Major foul, rough play disqualification.
Slap fight.
Say that.
Toronto 27.
Somebody in the side of the helmet, that got hurt.
Rough
You get the helmet off, then you can bite the ear.
Yes.
Calgary 17. Objectionable conduct. Calgary 2.
Now escorting them.
George Hopkins, that's the equipment man. Been with the Calgary Stampeders for 25 years. Now take a look at this. Coleman's there. Oh, see, a little shot in the head. That's the big linebacker taking it out on the defensive back. Good right hand.
I would just smack him in the helmet. That would hurt. I just see the way your knuckles are right now. You don't start whacking him on the helmet.
Well, I didn't learn that till a little later in my career. That was awful.
2 more ejections in a game,
yeah.
a spirited game.
It is. It's a spirit, and this is what this is all about. But you have to play controlled chaos out there. You can't lose your temper and take stupid penalties and fouls and get your butt thrown out of the game.
First and 10 for Calgary, 7-yard line. This is when you need those big horses up front. Hold off the rush. Allow Garcia to get a little time to see what's available. Garcia from the shotgun sees this available and gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more. Well, he saw it open up just briefly, Danny, and couldn't take advantage.
Noah Cantor's in there for the first time. They've got some fresh legs in that Toronto defensive line. That's what you need. It's been a tough grind down in the pit.
That's Robert Drummond. He jammed his right elbow earlier in the game. Now they're starting to work on it. Looks like it's a little tender. He has not been a factor tonight. Garcia thrown on the run. Picked off. Picked off. Here's a great opportunity now. And it is Johnny Harris who takes the pick. And now leaves Doug Flutie in great field position.
Tremendous defense by Johnny Harris. Garcia's coming out on the sprint. Going to squat. It's a zone defense. Right there, Johnny Harris falls back inside, makes a great play, picks it off. He gives it to Doug Flutie. First and 10 on about the 18-yard line.
So working from the 18-yard line. Very nice comfort zone for the Argos. In the fourth quarter, 5 minutes remaining. Low snap. Flutie has to head off. He is dragged down by Anderson. Got him at the ankle, Steven Anderson.
In his second year with the Stampeders out of UNLV. 6'3", 270 pounds. Wally Bono is very excited about his speed, his foot speed. Now take a look at the sprint. Swims over the guy, gets by the block, but Mike Saunders is able to chase down Doug Flutie from behind.
Second and 10. From the shotgun again. Flutie pitches it out. Clemens has got it on his knees, stands up, gets to the 10-yard line.
See what the Calgary defense is doing? They're rushing 3 people. They're dropping 9. They're taking away the inside receivers in the zone, and they're forcing Doug Flutie to have to throw the ball to the wideouts, to the outside, to Michael Clemens. That's a long throw. It gives the defense time to react to it. Once you get there, break down, make the tackle.
Less than 4 minutes to play. Fourth quarter action. 3rd and 2. Argonauts deep in Calgary territory.
Watch him run.
Doug's looking, still looking, now trying to get away, waiting for somebody to show up. Does he get a receiver? No catch. Right by the sideline. And the 3rd and 2 gamble doesn't work as Darrell Hall provides the defense. Worth gambling, but the defense for Calgary played tough, and Michael Pinball Clemens couldn't make the grab.
Doug Flutie again in that shotgun that he likes to stay in. He wants to find somebody. Everybody in that secondary of Calgary is staying put with their receivers. Stay in your zone. Doug's going to get vertical. Almost makes a great throw, and Mike Clemens almost makes a great reception.
Oh, Masadi's saying, I'm open.
He couldn't see it because Masadi's going back across the field. Doug Flutie was going to the right. He could not get his body turned to throw it back downfield and across the formation.
1st and 10 now for Calgary. So after just a brief little break, they're back in action, and that was Kelvin Anderson. Got to the line of scrimmage again. Calgary started at their 6th on their last drive, had a pickoff by Johnny Harris. Argos couldn't make it click, and now they're back again.
Well, you remember the last time that they were down here. If they don't pick up this 1st down right now, move the chains, give themselves a little breathing room, they got to punt it to Mike Clemens. The last time, he took it to the house.
45-28. Less than 3 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And Jeff Garcia is going to come over. As he waits for the whistle, they're going to call a time count violation against the Stampeders. And marches them back. So they're going to get deep again. Start from the 5 now. Three minutes left to play now in the 4th quarter. Calgary leads 45-28. McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta, and the hometown Stampeders lead the Toronto Argonauts 45-28 in the 4th quarter. 2.5 minutes left. Swinging out, trying to get some yardage. Garcia, Demetrius Maxey introduced him to the turf. Taking a look at his wrist. Garcia took quite a lick earlier in the game from Mike O'Shea. Had to leave for a sequence as O'Shea tried to drive him through the bench, not over the bench, through the Calgary bench.
And then he tried to run over on a couple of plays after that. When he did get back in, he tried to run over the corner. Donald Smith, they went helmet to helmet. Smith got the best of that one on him also. But this guy is tough. He is a competitor, and the only thing he wants to do is be on the football field, competing and wanting to win football games.
Tony Martino in his own end zone to make the punt. And remember what happened last time. Last punt, Pinball Clemens took it into the end zone. This one bounces short, and it's Saunders with it. Saunders at the 35, hauled down.
All right, Rob, I have one question in.
Go ahead.
45-28. Now I'm thinking this defense has been playing pretty well. What if Calgary would have taken a safety there, moved the ball out, they give up 2, make it 45-30, move the ball out at least to the 35, then kick. Drive the Toronto offense much longer, give Doug Flutie a longer field to work with. Now he's got it on the 35.
Well, the comfort zone would have been lessened. Wally Wano likes to work on the 3 score. That would have made it 45-30. They still would have had the room to play. Not a bad plan, Coach. Sending it up to the far side. Robert Drummond had a defender rattle off him. Kaboom, and Drummond just trotted off to get the 1st down. Drummond is nursing a bit of a sore right elbow.
Tell you what, this is a big man. He's 6'3", about 215, 218, and just put together. A lot of strength in that upper body. Look at the size of his arm. Big strength in his legs also. Out of Syracuse. This is his 2nd year with the Toronto Argonauts.
1st and 10, Argonauts trying to close the gap. Come over the middle. Daryl Mitchell gets it to the 2. Argos are trying to get into that end zone, leave a little bit of time left on the clock to try something else.
Take a look now. Missile's going to come across the middle. A safety there is John Kalin. Little slow reacting up to it. Maybe had a chance to make a play on it. But if you don't make the play, at least jar the ball loose.
Flutie looking, trying to get out of the way. No, is that Drummond?
In the turf.
In the turf, they're waving it off. So now, Flutie taking a look to make the call. Kalin again.
John Kalin started off with the Calgary Stampeders. He was a first-round pick in 1994. Then he went to the Montreal Alouettes and just was traded back in late July. Here's the throw. Let's take a look at it. Right by the goalpost. Drummond goes down. It goes through him. You can see it laying on the turf and behind him.
Kalin rolled over him for good measure. Here's a touchdown for Pinball Clemens, 2-yarder. And the gap has closed. Very quiet crowd at McMahon Stadium. No Toronto fans here. Get that feeling, don't you?
You being from Toronto would recognize that very quickly. Look at Doug Flutie getting a little heat up front. That's Dwayne Patterson. Then he just slides it underneath sidearm to Mike Clemens. Another big night for him, but he's not one of those kind of guys that cares about individual honors or individual goals. He wants to win as a team.
Point after is good. There's a 10-point difference now. Calgary leading Toronto 45-35.
Toronto trying to do something this year in repeating as Grey Cup champions that hasn't taken place for 15 years. Last ones to do it was the 81-82 Edmonton Eskimos.
You got a ring on your finger. Kind of salute that. That was a good team. Those were good teams.
Those were good.
That was a good decade.
Six out of 10 years.
You can't argue about that.
We were there for 7. We lost to Montreal in 77.
When you get a string like that going, Kip, did you ever think that it was ending, or were you guys that kind of confident that you said, well, got one, build on it, got another, build on it?
Well, what we try to do, we had to get the first one. You always have to get the first one. Then the second one seems that you want to show that the first one wasn't, you know, a fluke. Then we started thinking that the 54, 55, 56 Edmonton Eskimos had won 3 in a row. We said, hey, let's go for that. Let's tie. That's a record in the CFL. Then we did that. Then the 4th year, we wanted to do something no other team had ever done. That was our motivation. Let's go out and be, in history, the greatest team that the CFL had, winning 4 Grey Cups in a row. Well, we did that. Then it got to the 5th year, which was 1982. We didn't have any motivation. We were like 3 and 5 after the first 8 games. We ended up winning the last 10 games and winning 5 in a row.
So no motivation. What are you guys, from Mars? Going for the short kickoff. It is handled nicely. Good job by Danielson. That is exactly why they put his size on that side. And right at midfield for the Stampeders. 1:28, the time left on the clock. Wally Buono will be looking for Jeff Garcia to get a little motion on the offense.
As I said earlier, I had a chance to talk with Wally yesterday after the press conference, and he talked so highly of Jeff Garcia. The game that we did on ESPN 1, when he was losing to Montreal 27-1 in the first half, looked terrible. He said, I could have pulled him in, but I may have lost him as a player, lost him as a person. But I wanted him to fight through it, and I wanted our team to fight through it, and they have done that. And man, what a fight they put on tonight.
And up to that point, as Anderson is caught in the backfield, up to that point, they hadn't scored anything in the 4th quarter.
Right.
And Garcia came out, led the offense, got the 4th quarter points. As you said, they proved a lot, even though they ended up losing the game and left Montreal with that losing streak. But they left saying, we can move the ball and get to the business.
And there wasn't a big rah-rah thing at halftime like you thought, a lot of screaming out. Wally went in and looked at every one of them in the eye and said, I challenge you as a man to go out there and do the best that you can, that should be respectful.
You see the time running now, 1:07. Garcia carries himself, gets to the midfield stripe. That's about 5 yards. And he's not happy. Boy, you got to like this. Even late in a game like this with a 10-point lead, he's a little mad.
Good numbers for tonight, 22 for 31, 225, 3 TDs, 1 interception. Last week he had a great night against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. He was 21 for 37, 282, 2 touchdowns with no interceptions.
And this is exactly what Wally Buono wanted his team to do, was to build on the success in Winnipeg. They made it look easy in Winnipeg. They knew they had a bigger test in the Toronto Argonauts, and they answered it. 19 third-quarter points.
Well, this is the thing. If you're not a good team and you play poorly, that's the way it's supposed to work. But if you look at it and you are a good team and you're playing poorly, something should happen. Something has to change.
Good punt by Martino. There's a flag on the play as Pinball Clemens is hauled out at the 10. Deep in the Argo zone, 34 seconds left, fourth quarter.
This may be an offside against Toronto. They'll move it up. Better make it 1st and 10. Calgary will maintain possession of the football.
They'll come back on. This is what they needed.
Toronto 35.
And with 34 seconds left, the Calgary Stampeders are poised to upset the top team in the CFL. The Toronto Argonauts, and the penalties. Look at 8 for 133. 7 for 71 for the Argos, and they're celebrating on the sideline.
I keep harping back to that Montreal game when they came off the sideline 27-1. I said, this is the first time I have ever seen a Calgary Stampeder team that I played against or that I saw and broadcast come off the sideline, dragging their feet, dragging their head, sitting on the sideline, feeling sorry for themselves. And these guys have really turned it around 180 degrees.
See Eddie Davis, William Hampton saying, we're back. We're back. They started slowly, but they're poised to go at 3-4, improved to 3-1 on home field, and that face speaks volumes. Go to the others on the Toronto bench. Garcia charges it forward at 3rd and inches. Didn't have enough for the first down. Had to carry it himself, but that's good. 1st and 10. Don Matthews and his team will leave immediately after the game on the red-eye back to Toronto. They'll take a look at this. Toronto will play the Edmonton Eskimos in their next game. Calgary faces Winnipeg. And the Edmonton game with Toronto is a rematch of the Grey Cup, and they're going to have to do a little thinking, especially after this game, down by 10 against the Calgary Stampeders, and losing for just the 2nd time this year, and again against the teams in the West. Saskatchewan beat them in Regina, and now Calgary, and the players trying to get the fans riled up to finish it off, and that is exactly what they will do.
Well, they're trying to get the fans just as excited as they are on the field. This is the team. The clock is over. It's finished.
The Calgary Stampeders set off the fireworks and upset the Toronto Argonauts 45-35. Doug Flutie gave it a shot. Turnovers cost the Argos, and Jeff Garcia showed his control as quarterback of the Stampeders, giving Wally Buono reason to smile. Come on, smile, Wally. You got the victory. Stamps win at home against the Argos.